Yo, weird. Had a little stutter. So many good problems we're having today, just with technology. Oh, here it is. There's my chat. Bring it down here. Well, hello. So I had an entirely different link set up for all of this, and I accidentally closed it, and boom, lost, gone. Taking these off. That messes with me when I'm doing the stream. Anyway, man, that sucks. I had this all set up, ready to go. For some reason, when I'm trying to get to my nice phone camera, it is connected to my computer. However, with awesome technology, sometimes it just doesn't want to work no matter what you do. Awesome. So, I mean, it's whatevs. Anyway, got a lot to talk about since the first happened. I added the air domes to the system, pretty sweet. That means I'm delivering direct oxygen to the root system, causing them to thrive. And so that's cool. I refilled up the reservoir. I made sure the parts per million were on point, what they're supposed to be. So that's cool. And you can definitely tell they are really loving everything. On top of that, I'm letting them grow upwards, so that's cool. And they're growing insanely fast. The nodes are super close. So I have these little clips. That are definitely 3D printed, and I'm gonna look for the thing so I can print them myself. However, there are these little clicky things. It's hard to kind of bend, and they click in place, but you weevil the stem in here and kind of bend it, shape it how you want it to be. So I've been using these things, but it's hard to use them because the nodes are so close on this plant. And by the time I try to go bend it, they are already so thick, so quick that I don't want to break these things. So it's going to be a challenge with this strain, but I haven't seen it stretch upward yet, so maybe that'll affect things, maybe it won't. It's only been a couple days, but man, yeah, so the first, they are out of control. It's ridiculous. It's pretty cool. And then I went ahead and purchased myself this 15-pound CO2 tank. 15 pounds. 15 pounds. Sorry, this is hard. Everything's backwards. 15-pound CO2 tank. You see how big this is. 4 carbon dioxide. So, that being said, and with me buying this tank, my plan was fill it with CO2, start delivering it to my plants. So, what is the next step? Well, you go and get the CO2 meter, the CO2 and light meter that your grow tent offers with the artificial intelligence kit, whatever, which is what I did. So for Christmas, my mom got me the light CO2 sensor, and she got me I showed it on, I think, the last video, but the regulator to put on this CO2 tank. So, you know, I bought a tank. Well, when I hooked this up to my tent, lo and behold, it was giving me crazy readings at first. So I was like, okay, here, let me actually pull up what I'm talking about. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Did I erase it? All right, well, let me just add it back to the screen, I guess, because I thought oh, I remember I closed everything and reset it. So give me like 10 seconds. to add this window capture. This is weird. Okay, so let's try this one more time. But I do have everything else pulled up, so as long as I can get this added here, we're just gonna do it from a new one, and we're gonna do Chrome. Add that. All right, cool, got it. So let me just flash that in here real quick. All right. So what you can see now is the AC Infinity site. What's really cool is I just ordered, I hope you guys could see the mouse or whatever is being highlighted right now on your screen that says quick view. So that's the thing I have pre-ordered, and you put that in your water reservoir and it measures the EC of everything, the parts per million of everything, pH, everything. So that'll hook up to my AI brain as well. That's on pre-order, so I'm waiting for that to get delivered. Now the thing to the right of it that you now see kind of like flashing on the screen, I'm hoping, yeah, I can see it. So that's the thing that my mom got me. So that's what hooks onto that tank that I just showed you. So that's what regulates the CO2. Now if we go up here, this is the actual light sensor that I got. It measures the CO2, and unfortunately, I thought that would be able to control my grow light and the maximum amount of light you want per area, stuff like that. But no, that is just a switch for the CO2 that basically is like, well, yeah, the light's on, or nope, the light's off. Because at night, you don't really want to use the CO2 because it really does nothing for the plants at that point, of the cycle of growth. But yeah, it's pretty cool. However, upon doing this, I noticed that my house is showing high levels. Like I said, when I first put it in there, I put it in the dead center of my tent. And now that's also where the humidifier was, so it was kind of blowing right on it. And I did a little bit of research when I saw some of these levels, and it's like, well, you're probably getting high levels because of where you placed it. If it's by humidity, it's going to give you false levels, blah, blah, blah. So now I move it, I see the levels kind of come down. I put it all the way on the side of my tent. If I can get this working, I'll show you guys, but I don't know if I'll be able to this video, unfortunately. As long as there's enough cable for my other camera to stretch, I'll give you a view of the inside for sure, at the very least. But we'll see what we can make happen. But I did move the sensor all the way to the side of the tent. I saw the levels coming down. However, they were still pretty high. Even right now, I'm seeing a level of 1,193 parts per million CO2. Now that is being read inside of a closed grow tent in my tiny ass apartment. Now keep in mind, my apartment's pretty filled up. There's not a lot of open space. So with that in mind, all my windows are closed for wintertime, and the only air circulation this place gets is when my heating and cooling is turned on. So I noticed, like right now, 1,195. Now, if we look at online, like I said, I have all this queued up. So if we look online, an indoor 2x4 grow tent, optimal CO2 levels range from 800 to 1,500 parts per million. My house is 1,196 right now. And as we go down a little bit, it kind of shows you like the seedling stage, 400 to 6 is good. Vegetative, 800 to 1,200. Flowering, 1,200 to 1,500. So I am basically like high veg, low flowering CO2 levels. Now, what's crazy is when I saw these numbers, I was freaking out. I looked it up, still not too crazy of a thing. But then I had an idea, so I turned my fan that's on my air conditioner and the heater for the house. I turned that fan instead of on auto, I turned it to on, which means it's constantly pulling air from my apartment and bringing new fresh air in. The levels inside my tent dropped down to 800, 700, then down to 6. Like, holy shit, no way. And then, you know, like when I had a guest over, I was looking at the levels, got up to the 16, 1700s. Like, what is going on? This is crazy. Now, I've only been here by myself for the most part, haven't had many people over ever. But that's just a crazy thing to really see and not be aware of. Now, most people don't have this much shit in their apartment like I do. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of this stuff in there. Um, but just so what I'm getting at here. Let me go to the next screen. Let's take a look at what else I got. So the reading of yeah. So in my grow tent, it was reading 1,540 without any CO2 being added, without any supplemental extra CO2 being thrown in there with a system. Just being there, closed up. It's getting that much in there, and it says the reading of 1540 ppm of your CO2 in your grow tent without supplementation is likely caused by human activity and poor air exchange in your home. Which I would agree with now after seeing this. And right now I'm at 1200 ppm just by me being in here without the air circulating. And another crazy thing is with this air conditioning setup that I have, when it's being run, it vents its warm air into my apartment. So my heating now doesn't even have to do that much work this winter because the air conditioner for my grow tent's kind of like taking care of all that in my apartment. That's how kind of small this place is. So that being said, that means less air exchange is happening, less CO2 is being taken out of my apartment now. So I actually, for pretty much my own health, need to keep an eye on this. However, right now 1200 is pretty optimal for where my plants are right now, which makes sense with the auto pots and the air domes and the CO2, why these things are thriving like crazy. I am going to open it. I am going to pull this cord out as far as I can to try to give you some picture. Man, let me just see if I can't get my camera to work, because that'd be just such a shame. I'll just even create a whole new scene right now so I can try to make this work. But that'd just be a real shame if I couldn't get this to work. It really would. Because these things look really freaking crazy right now. Oh man, it's not looking like it's gonna fucking work. Let me see if I still have that program for the other one. I might still be able to pull this out my butt cheeks. Oh, no way. Okay, guys, I might be able to pull this out my butt cheeks still. Give me a second. Let me close this other one, though, so we don't cause any kind of stupid interference. Okay. Now let me open it on my phone. By the way, this should still be a way better picture. Oh, shit. Oh, it wants me to update real quick. All right, so we'll just talk about this a little more. Uh-oh. Yes. I wonder if that came through on the stream. That'd be crazy. So yeah, sure. Fucking do what you gotta do. So yeah, so basically what's crazy is I bought this whole CO2 setup, really excited to get this implemented, to come to find out I really don't need it at the moment, which then kind of freaks me out because say I didn't have this meter or whatever, and I just got the tank and the regulator and just kind of released what I thought, whatever, into this while my own stuff was in here. Like that could have been pretty dangerous. Like, yee, that could have been really bad. Now, I don't really get headaches and stuff like that, so I would imagine if stuff like that started happening, I would feel it. But who's to really say, you know? This is my first time like really wanting to use CO2 and like give these things like a boost, like a natural kind of boost without anything crazy. Oh shit, let's see if I can get this for you guys to work. Oh, and it looks good. Let me see if my computer will accept it. I don't know. The one? Ah, man, this is stupid. Now I'm starting to get mad. Man, I'm just trying to show you some cool stuff and my computer's being difficult. Properties. Easy soft cam. Properties. Activate. Oh, okay, I got to work. Yes! Yes! All right, guys, I'm gonna take you my grow tent real quick. So another thing I did before we get in there is up this way. Jesus. All right, so another thing I did is I looked at, like, for my apartment, what is an acceptable level of CO2, and it says on here between 400 and 1,000 parts per million in the household. So I'm already at 1,200 right now, just me. It says because humans exhale carbon dioxide, indoor levels are naturally higher than outdoor levels, which are approximately 428 parts per million as of early 2026. So 400 is an ideal. 400 to 800 is ideal according to the screen. 800 to 1,000 is acceptable. 1,000 to 2,000 is considered stale. Yikes! Often leads to complaints of stuffy air, drowsiness, or difficulty concentrating. Wow. 2,000 to 5,000 associated with headaches, increased heart rate, and significantly reduced cognitive performance. Wow. Sleeping levels in small bedrooms with closed windows often reach 1,200 to 2,500 ppm by morning. Wow. Cooking. So if you have gas stoves, it can cause sharp temporary sparks in CO2 as well. Careful, natural gassers out there. You know where your CO2 levels are. I didn't realize how serious of a thing this really actually is and can be, I guess. You know, CO2, like, no, it'd be 2025, man. 2026, man. Whoops, 2026, man. Nobody be dying of CO2. All right, oh, I'm so excited to show you guys this. All right, let me open my grow tent and then I will show you this crazy ass progress my plants have made. It's insane. It really is. Oh, man. All right. All right, let me switch cameras now. We about to take a little transition. Take a transition with me now. So, holy crap, right? Like, holy crap. Now, I always kind of do a shot like this to kind of see how, see how, like, much higher up above the pot it has gotten. And, oh my goodness. Like, man, look at the massive amount of growth on this thing. Like, that one is going crazy. I might have to cut that. That's going a little quicker than the rest. Or I just might bend it. But, like, the nodes are just so close. And, like, look how thick that thing is. Like, that's not going to be easily bent. So, I don't know. But there's just so many nodes on this thing. Like, it's insane. The amount of growth. And I've topped this thing. Some of them I wasn't able to top because they weren't ready yet. Because like this one I can top today. I'll probably top this one. This one I could probably top. But man, like, look at how close. But this thing is a beast. This thing is a monster. This thing is getting there. So this had a stem that was out here. It did snap. I went a little aggressive without holding the middle down as well. So it happens. But lessons have been learned. But this one is still filling out great. You can see I topped this one. Oh my God, it's actually... Holy crap, it grew back. That's crazy. Yeah, so the plants are doing good. Now, if you look over here, that is where my CO2 light sensor is sitting. I should probably raise it up a little bit. It was sitting right, like, hanging down right above the dehumidifier, so that was kind of an issue. But once I moved it there, like I said, that's when everything kind of leveled out. And Man, these leaves, it's a little damaged because of how it was like bent for a little bit, you know, when you're pulling stems down and stuff, but like that's a beast. There's a lot of beasters around the edges. Like those things are huge. But yeah, man, so I cranked up the light. The light was at a 3, it's now at a 7. You can see I'm bending this thing all crazy. I'm trying to really expand how things are in here, and seems to be going all right. It's a little weird, but everything is going so good so far. I don't want to jinx it, but temperature wise, apparently CO2 levels without even adding CO2. And like the main stems, let me see. Maybe, hold on, let me put this down here so I can twist it. So, I don't know if I can zoom with this app. Oh, I can. That main stem, if you've been watching these things throughout the filming, is getting fat. There's no way we're gonna see that one. There's no way. That thing is probably crazy. So eventually, like all this growth, I'm gonna probably chop a lot of the leaves off sooner than, well, and let them get a little bit bigger, but you know, because you want good air ventilation going through the plant. So I, as you can see down here, trim it pretty much all the time. Uh-oh. Woo. Oh. Oh man, that scared me. I thought the camera disconnected for a second. So yeah, so I trim this stuff all the time, and then like I'll take it outside, throw it in the snow, maybe the deer can eat it, but like I try to, because of how many stems are everywhere, I want to make sure they can all breathe. So a lot of times I'll be cutting down like big leaves on top like this one, just so the lower stuff can kind of get something and kind of rise up too. Oh man, there's a lot going on right here that I need to work on probably today. But so all I have to say is when I first started this, hold on, let me twist this back. When I first started this venture with the whole cocoa, I was having a little bit of a rough time. I didn't really like the cocoa or respect it, but I've kind of grown fond of it now. And these Athena nutrients are so easy to use. And with the chart they have so far, it's working out really good. No complaints. The results kind of speaking for themselves. And the auto pots, not having to feed these things all the time and letting them just do what they want to do, best thing in the universe. So yeah, man, this is crazy. These things have grown so much in such a little time, because keep in mind, these were all growing sideways up until the 1st, and now they're growing up. So 5 days of upwards, that's where we're at. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be flowering by next month, but I think I'm going to be, because the rate these things are going, this is crazy. This is just kind of insane to me. So, got a little view of the growy. Yeah, that thing is going a little too fast. But see here, it's a little more stretched out than normally, like down here and stuff. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. This is my first time messing with this plant, and God, that's a mess down. There's so much happening. That's almost like a nightmare to deal with right now, but it's gonna look so different when I'm done. It's gonna look kind of bare. But that's been the theme. So it's like low and slow, kind of get it to where you need it to be, and then just let it explode up. This one will actually be cool to hang and dry because it's gonna have a hook in it, so that'll be neat. It'll be something to see, I suppose. If it makes it, it might just snap when it starts like widening and getting thick. But we'll see. See what happens. Playing it by ear with this guy. But next time when I start to grow, instead of having little clones everywhere at the start, I'm just gonna do 2 seeds right away. Make sure they take, put them straight in the auto pots, let them start growing. Once I'm cutting shit like every day like I'm doing now, I can give people clones at that point if they need and or want them. Like right now, I wouldn't mind like cutting this one off and making a clone out of that one and giving it, that'd be a perfect clone right there for someone. And it would help me kind of even out the growth rate with everything else. So, but you know, whatevs. We'll see what happens. I can always bend it. which is probably what I'm gonna end up doing, and kind of make it all weird and curvy like this one, which is bizarre but neat. But yeah, so that's where we're at. I still got the time-lapse cameras going. I got to kind of slide this down a little bit, trying to like emphasize the light on that little section that's kind of not getting anything and kind of open. But yeah, so I'm thinking probably when they get about up to here, start flowering it maybe. I don't know, probably. So I'm gonna be pulling down and thinning out, and this is exciting. I am stoked. This is crazy. That's crazy. Man, these things are growing so quick. Word. All right, well, let me get back over here. Woo! Shirt I got for Christmas. I'm not sure how accurate that is. You know? Not sure how accurate it is. Oh no, I gotta put these on when I do this. Woo! Hold on a second. Let me switch it back. Yep, it's a Brian. All right. Anyway. All right, cool. Now that I know we're back and that thing's not playing, it never looks like it's unmuted when I go to it, and yet, or that it's muted when I go to it, and I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so yeah, those things have taken off. I wonder, where's my remote? The camera. I wonder if this thing can pick those plants up and what it would look like on this camera. Let's find out. Oh shit. Yeah, that's not really a great, not really a good shot at all. That's not really a good shot at all. So this thing that's moving my camera with the remote control, pretty sweet. I won it at the auction for like $5. Or maybe it was like $2, something bizarre and ridiculous. But this is like, oh shit, is this? Oh no, okay. But yeah, this is like a professional kind of camera, something or other. And there's some really good finds on those bidding apps if you just kind of have some patience. And like, I didn't even know I wanted this till I kind of saw it, and I was like, well, for $2. And that's normally like $300, something crazy like that, and it's basically brand new. Okay, we'll buy it for $3. And I use this thing all the time and religiously. I should probably close that grow tent till I'm ready to mess with it. Actually, it's about time for me to, I haven't done it yet, but I'll probably do it when the humidifier runs out this time. Give it a good old cleansing. Even though the humidifier has UV light in it and all the water gets run through that, so all the little guys should be burned out from the UV light, hopefully. Little spores and whatnot. But yeah, man, so that's crazy. Another cool thing I'm just gonna throw in there now, because again, not a lot of people watch these, I understand. This is more so for myself and documenting my journey through Coco, LED lights, autopods, a 2x4 tent. This has been a complete different experience than I'm used to, 3 billion%. I've never had so many issues, even when I did it with the other way, just with, you know, the big ass high pressure sodium lights and fucking 1,000-watt ballasts, all that shit, like the heat venting on that. Like, I've never really had this much trouble, but I have. But now I'm seeing what I'm doing wrong. I'm having issues that I've never had issues with before. Like, humidity was never a thing. So that's been like one of the biggest demons I've had to face here that I didn't even know. I thought it was like 4 other things, but it was just the humidity. And now I found out that I almost had too much CO2 for these little guys in this apartment. But yeah, so there's a lot of things I'm finding out, learning, and you know, you got to kind of fine tune things for where you're at and what you're doing. And unless you know it's going to be an issue, you can't really plan to attack it or even prevent it. So, and you know, I do remember seeing people like, oh, even my other buddy who started growing when it, you know, became legal in Ohio, he said, I remember the day he told me, he's like, yeah, I had to get a humidifier for my tent. Like, what? And it's like, most times I just need a dehumidifier. It's just those things are breathing so hard. It's like, you know, so it's like I had a problem with humidity, not having enough of it. Like, it was always just too much, always. I could never get rid of enough. But again, you know, I had like 40 plants and 14 and just, you know, so I'm doing different scales of grows and just, so, and you know, cocoa is just a whole different beast, man. It's a whole different thing. It truly is, for sure. But so far, you know, dialing stuff in, doing my research and trying to keep up on stuff, and now learning about, now I'm at 1300 CO2 right now in my apartment. 1300. 1320. I'm gonna go turn on some air circulation after this video. I don't feel headaches or anything, but now that I'm aware of it, it kind of fucks with my head. Yeah, man, these things, no wonder these things are thriving. They're just like basking in it right now. Just like, yes, yes, more please. Bro. But I am really excited. It's gonna be tough to gauge when to start flowering because I can only lift my lights so much now doing the closed loop circulation that I have set up. So I can only lift the lights so high. However, as close as it can get to these lights, I can always dim the LEDs so they're not burning the plants, but they're still getting what they need. But it'll be interesting to see how this all works. And this is the first time I'm doing it in a location like this as well, and I did get permission from my landlords to do such. So we're gonna find out how this all works together. Like, is it gonna be too much of a smell for them? Is it gonna cause issues? Either way, it's like once I start, it's like I want to make sure I finish this grow. I put a lot into this already, so if anything, it's like, hey, cool, not again, fine, but let me finish this first, please. And at that point, if, you know, it is an issue, and like I'll bring them over, show them what's going on, and be like, you know, I only need like, I don't see it really becoming an issue until, well, you know, with how things have been going, like they've been going so fast and so crazy. The nodes are so close on this. I've never seen that before. Like for real close. So like these buds are gonna be like insane, I would have to imagine. Yeah, I've never seen growth like this, and I don't know if it's the cocoa, the autopods, the nutrients, the CO2, the grow environment, all of the above. I've just never seen it like this before, so I don't know what to expect. Usually when you flower, these things stretch a little bit, so it's like, you know, because the lights are off, so they're stretching to whatever, but it's like, I don't know how far these are gonna stretch and for how long. Some stretch longer than others, and then they just kind of slow down and work on budding. So, you know, I don't want to do it too soon. I don't want to do it too late. But these things are growing so fast and so hard. Like, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be insane, man. I keep telling my one buddy that this grow is going to be stupid. And it is. It's going to be real stupid. Stupid awesome, but stupid nonetheless. And when I cut these fan leaves off to kind of thin stuff out and open up the plant, when I do this, that smell I'm getting, which is very strong. It smells like cron so hard. But like, when I'm doing that, I'm getting kind of aromas, and I hope it's like that or better, which I have to imagine it will be. But already when I do that, like when it first happened and I got these whiffs, I was pleasantly surprised. Whoa, that was awesome. Oh man, so good. Like, it got me all excited like a little kid. Like, ah, this is great. So if that's an indicator, we're on a good path. The only thing I'm kind of nervous about is switching from veg chemicals or nutrients to flowering nutrients and actually flushing the system and kind of having it so I don't put too much in the reservoir before I have to switch everything over, because that'll be a whole thing, having to empty out the reservoir, let the rest cycle through to the plants, make sure it's kind of emptied out, close up everything and kind of flush the lines out. So, you know, I haven't had to do any of that yet. I know it's going to kind of suck, but for all this nothing I have to do in the meantime, it's like, that's fine. I don't mind putting in like a solid hard day, cleaning, flushing stuff out, and then just like throwing in some good stuff, just like, here we go. Like, that is going to be awesome. But the whole flushing of blinds thing, I'm a little nervous about, because, like, again, I'm going to have to look this up. I don't know how to properly do this, or if you just let the plants just drink everything, kind of vacuum out the reservoir, and then just pour the new stuff in. And, like, maybe don't worry about flushing it. Just wait till you see the reservoirs on both plants kind of, like, not filled for a minute, and then... So, I don't know. I got to do some research, because we're getting not dangerously close, but close to flower mode. But the rate that these things are growing, man, like... We're going to be there sooner than later. This is going to be crazy. I just hope that the more I keep topping things, kind of slow, I can catch everything up and just get the real maximum yield I can out of all this stuff. So stay tuned. Should be pretty cool. But I'm pretty excited about it. And I hope that other camera thing came through all right. It looked all right on the screen. But yeah, man, 1356 ppm CO2 level right now in my apartment. Let's go back to... We'll just cut to it. Let's go back to that. So, stale. We are at stale right now. That's crazy. So yeah, right now, so I'm even exposing the plants right now just by being in the room. I am exposing these plants to more CO2 than they're really able to, like, than they really want. That's crazy. So, like, what's even more stupid that I just realized, so I'm gonna have to be the part that I connect into my AI system, meaning, like, there is no automatic controller for this. I have to physically walk up to my unit, turn on my cycle air button, bring the CO2 down a little bit. When I look and see it's a good level, go back, turn it off, let the plants soak it up. That's stupid. So I guess ultimately it's a good thing to have a dedicated grow room and keep your main living spaces very well ventilated. That's fucking insane. 1360, we're at 1360. We're getting up to 2000. So very important, check your house CO2 levels, keep that air flowing. Because I guess you really never know. I would have never known. Had I never wanted to add CO2 to my system, I wouldn't know how potentially dangerous my living situation could be. That's neat. That's very neat to see. Scary and neat. Who knew growing some chrome could open your eyes to other life situations and things that could be of hazard to you. Wow, 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 wow. So, on that note, I may be bidding myself adieu. Do what to myself, what do what to myself. I will say the picture quality is good on that camera. I'm looking at it now. It's looking fine for what it is. Nice with the save. BK with the save. All right, maybe I'll take a nap before I get ready for the... Oh, man, it's only 10:26 in the morning. That's crazy. Oh, yeah, I woke up at 4 a.m. That's stupid. It is the 5th. Oh, yeah, so hopefully it's day 93 on the grow. I think it was. I set this up, accidentally closed it, lost everything, had to reopen everything. I even had a link on my Facebook that I now have to go back and change that I forgot about. Everyone's going to click on it, and it's going to be nothing. They're like, what is happening? My bad, people. All right. Well, that's not tight. That's not tight. All right. I think I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have yourself one of them great ones. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna have myself one of those great ones. Good night.